Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. Now before you say anything, I know I just did a turtle yesterday. I know that, but I'm doing a turtle again today and it's not the same turtle, so that shouldn't count. This one I made this mold and I made it from this little guy. I thought he was super adorable when I found him and he was nice and shiny and I figured that will make a great mold. So that's what I did. So I molded him here, and this is the first time I'm going to cast him with resin. So I wanted to do something different. And the thing with this one is his neck is very long, and so he's upside down this way in here. So the resin is going to obviously flow down. So I'm going to try to keep him clear because I can't really just do his shell in anything on this one without having the clear and go down his face. So I was looking through my stuff and I realized I have never used this stuff before. I don't even remember where I got it, to be honest with you. To link it, I'm gonna have to really search for it because I can't remember where I got it. But it came with all these little pieces of film, all different colors. So what I'm thinking is, I'm gonna pick one of these. I'm probably gonna pick this one here because you know I always go through blues and purples. And I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna stick in him. That one's pretty too. So like if these get moved in the sunlight or in the light of any sort, not really just sunlight. So if I crinkle him up or maybe cut it up and stick it into the resin, that might have a really cool effect. See, this one has like purples and blues, but actually this one, you will probably see that it's paper more than you would this one. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about this for a minute while I mix up my resin. You know I always change my mind while I mix resin. I don't think he's gonna take much. I'm going to mix up probably 3 or 3.5 ounces, maybe 4. And I should have measured it with water. Now I don't want to wait for it to dry. So now I'm going to have to guess. So let me get that done. I mix up 4 ounces because I wasn't sure. I kind of held this thing up to my cup and I'm like, yeah, how much are you? Well, we're starting with 4. And since it's my casting resin and not the thick stuff, I did run it through my bubble remover machine today. And it took about 7 minutes and it's pretty crystal clear now. I turned it off when it was done. I didn't want to waste extra time that I would use into the mold. So if you do have one of those machines, it's got to be a thinner viscosity resin or it's not going to work right. I see people on Facebook always complaining about it, but they're using their fast cure and their thicker resins and it's just not going to work for that. So remember, the medium to thin viscosity resins are best for that machine, and probably like 4 ounces or less in a batch. So I chose this one and I think I'm just going to crinkle it up in there once I get my resin poured in, and hopefully it'll stay in there. I don't know, this is all new. I haven't done this before. So I'm gonna pour this in slowly so I don't create bubbles. And if some get in there, you know, it's a turtle. I would assume he lives with bubbles. And then, yeah, this might be a really short video. Sorry for all of you people who like the long ones. I don't know how to make it longer for you because it's just a little turtle. It looks like it's going in pretty clear. I just hope that there's no bubbles forming down in his head. Before I fill it all the way up though, I'm gonna put this film in and I'm going to use, what am I going to use? I'm gonna use a stick. That's what I'm gonna use. And I guess I'm just going to coax it in there. I don't know. If you guys have a better idea, please share it with me. I mean, I guess I could have cut it up, but I'm not. Oh, Well, that doesn't look too bad. Yes, it did introduce some bubbles. I can see that already, which I think would be unavoidable. Actually, I think, well, some of them are coming out. So maybe I'm gonna just sit here and manipulate it for a little while before I pour the rest in. But I'm pretty sure some are stuck between the layers of that film, like right there. So maybe I should have cut it up. I'm just gonna fill it. There's nothing I could do about it now. Oh, look at that. It takes 4 ounces. What a great guess. There's like hardly anything left in there. So as you can see, there's a few bubbles that are trying to escape. And maybe they will.
Surprise!
Guess who's here?
Who? Who's here?
You're here.
Hey, that looks really cool.
Ah!
What is that? How'd you get the lines in there like that?
What lines?
The green lines and stuff.
That's film.
Oh.
That's stuff. And he got out another day. He told me he was going to play in the resin room with me today, and he didn't.
I am playing with you.
No, you're not.
I am.
No.
Turn the phone off.
No, stop. Uh-oh.
What? What happened?
Nothing happened.
Stop playing with it.
This is a craft channel.
Stop playing with it.
What?
Is this wet? What is this?
That's what I made him from.
Oh.
See, he doesn't pay attention to what I do around here.
I pay attention.
Okay. Now
we
wait. That's it.
Is that what you're making?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Isn't he cute?
He's so cute. Whoops.
Don't.
You got bubbles in it.
I know. I'm going to move this over so you can make something. What?
I got a tummy ache. I gotta go.
BRB. He's cured. He's ready to unmold. You ready for this? Let's see how easy it is to get out of this new silicone that I've been using for these deeper molds. So I'm going to pull him out bottom first, I think, since his head goes down pretty deep. I'm not sure the easiest way to get him out, seeing it's the first time I'm demolding him. So I can get my hand around him pretty easy. And just get his little front legs out next. Let me see, where's his head? Here he comes. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, well that looks kind of cool. Let's check out his head. I don't see any bubbles in him. I don't see no bubbles. A little bit of the foil came out of the bottom right here. So we could either trim him or prop him up and do like a bottom coat, but I think I'll just trim him. What do you think about his shell? You can't even really tell that I wrinkled it up inside of there. You really can't tell. I think he's pretty cute. I don't do a lot with just clear resin, but I kind of like him. I decided I'm going to do him again, but I'm going to do him a little different on this short video, which is not going to be short anymore. So I want to try to get a paintbrush in here. How did glitter get in there? You've got to be kidding me. I'm going to get a paintbrush in here. I'm going to pick a chameleon powder, and then we're going to do him with black. Or maybe clear. Let me think about that. But let's paint a chameleon powder. Oh, look, I ripped my thumb open. I already had a cut there, so don't worry, it wasn't on him. My thumb was already cut open. I just reopened it. So I'm going to do, let's see. Let me pick a chameleon color and we'll see what color I want to back coat him with. All right, I picked my color. Of course, you know I'm gonna pick a blue. This one is called Blue Green. This one is from Nick Pro. Of course, it's linked below. You know if I'm gonna pick one, it's gonna be a blue. So I'm gonna use this long makeup applicator. And I hope I could keep it pretty clean, especially I don't want it going down in his neck. So I'm just going to get this shell painted. And I think I will just, I don't know, I think I'm gonna do him in black resin this time, like he's supposed to be with these kind of colors. That way we get the full effect from the chameleon powder. And see what happens that way. So I'm going to get him all painted up, remix some resin, 4 ounces. I'm gonna run it through the bubble remover again for, I think it was 6 minutes. Even though I'm gonna do it black, I don't really want bubbles in there. And then we're gonna pour another one and see what he looks like with a chameleon powder shell. This actually is working pretty good with this applicator. It's not getting everywhere. So I do recommend this application if you're going to do something in tight quarters where you don't have a lot of room to go in and clean. Like if I used a paintbrush, it would probably be getting everywhere. And like I said, this silicone for these molds that I make now, the 3D molds, it's much softer. I will be remaking my bulldog mold to show you how much easier it is to unmold that little guy. If you saw that video, Dawn had a really hard time popping him out because I used the wrong silicone to make that mold. But this stuff is amazingly soft and so much easier to get them out. So I will just fast forward the rest of this and then we'll get him filled up. So the other side of this applicator is a little brush, and I'm just taking a little alcohol and going down in his neck a little bit to remove a little tiny bit of the powder that did get down there. And I'm just going around the edges and getting any kind of loose stuff off. There's a loose piece of silicone because it's the first time I'm using the mold, so I'm gonna get that piece out. That out, and then I will get it poured. Here we go. So yeah, this is a nice little handy addition to this makeup applicator, getting all this extra powder off. Clean it up as best I can. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's get it off of here. Okay. So as usual, I changed my mind while I was mixing my resin, and I'm thinking to myself, if I pour him black and I decide I wanted to paint his eyes black, which I'm not sure I'm gonna do on this one, I wouldn't be able to do that on him. So I picked a different color. I picked blue alcohol ink by Mod Podge because I love this shade of blue. So it's going to go with the shell. It's just not going to make the shell as vibrant as it would have been had I done it black. So I did tint the resin before I put it in the bubble removing machine, and it did take the full 9-minute cycle to get the bubbles out. So I don't know if it has to do with the alcohol ink being put in there first. I don't know. I've never tinted my resin before I put it into the bubble remover. So anyway, the bubbles are out. I'm still going to pour it slowly so I don't introduce any, and so that it'll fill the head properly, because it seemed to do it okay for this guy over here. So I'm just going to do the same thing and pour really slow. I mean, there's a couple of bubbles in there. I think it's unavoidable, but hopefully they'll come to the surface here and I can spritz them with alcohol and get them popped that way. So at least we'll get 2 trial runs with this new mold, 2 different ways to do him, and see which one we like better. Not that there has to be a better, because that foil stuff is pretty cool in him. I really like that. So hopefully this one will come out good too. You never can go wrong with blue. So it's like 11 o'clock at night, so I'm not going to be turning anything on to help him cure any faster, because I will not be unmolding him tonight. But I will be doming him a little bit better than I did that one, because that one did have a little sharp edge. And I don't see any bubbles, a few by his feet, but as soon as they rise, they'll either pop or I'll spritz them. All right, I poured the entire 4 ounces in, and it did get thick there at the end. So 9 minutes in that remover was about the maximum that you can do. All right, I'm gonna spritz him a little alcohol spray, hopefully get these last little bubbles out of his foot, and we will demold in the morning. I'm so excited. Number 2 is all ready to demold. Here's number 1 with the cute, adorable little shimmer inside. So let's see if I can get number 2 out and see how he looks. I think I had to wiggle his arm out first. He's got 1 leg in there, and then his head, which is so long. There it comes. All right. Oh, that came right off. Here we go. Oh, I had something. Oh, I missed a little spot. But he's cute. I wish I didn't use such a close color of blue. And with it being transparent, you're not going to get the full color effect. But he's adorable anyway. Let's see if I see any bubbles. I don't see anything. Get some little silicone pieces off of his nose. No, he looks pretty good. I don't see any bubbles at all. What do you guys think? Here's the 2 little guys. So there's 2 ways to use that mold. There's probably a million others. Give me some suggestions on what I can put in his little shell. Maybe I'll do them again for you. And I will color in his eyes for the final photos. All right, you guys, thanks for hopping in today, hanging out with me for a little bit. I do appreciate it, and I hope you all have a blessed day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.